What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me before I head in here into the gym, and I'll make this a quick video. I've seen reports saying that HBCUs have been losing male students. Attendance for male students has been dwindling, and I do believe that's true. But I believe it's true because I've seen the larger picture. It's not just HBCUs. It's college as a whole. Male registrations, and this is outside of black men. This is men in general. Men categorically. The attendance, it's been declining. It's been on a steady decline for a few years now, and it's largely because campuses don't make straight men feel all that welcome, and I'll expand upon that. Campuses usually are extremely left-leaning. I mean, we're talking about far left-leaning, where everything is tolerant except just standing on business being a straight guy. It's hard to want to go somewhere for 4 years and rack up a $80,000 bill where you're made to feel some kind of way for being who you are. These college campuses, they're inclusive, but they're inclusive for everybody else. There's all this stuff with feminism, there's all this stuff with being bi, there's all this stuff with being trans. Obviously, they're very accepting of being gay. You have to be open to all these different lifestyles. Okay, fine. But if you're a straight man, it's like that's not respected. Like, you are basically shamed, if you will. And why even put yourself in an environment like that? It's too expensive. It's too expensive, and it's too, hey, what up, brother? How you doing today? It's too expensive, and it's too long of a commitment for you to put yourself in something like that. I went to college at a much different time. The way colleges are now, how people kind of refer to them as being indoctrination camps. They weren't nowhere near like that. They've become very liberal over the years, especially, I'd say, the last 10 years. Colleges have really aggressively went far left. And it just doesn't seem like there's a place for a straight masculine man anymore. There's all this stuff about being labeled toxic masculinity, which you guys know I don't think there's a such thing as toxic masculinity. I think there's masculinity, and I think that there's being toxic. I don't really think there's toxic masculinity. A person that's toxic is a person that's toxic. I don't really think what genitals they have plays any role in that. Nonetheless, this is what they do. They preach about toxic masculinity. They seem so hell-bent on curbing men's natural urges. Men, we're aggressive by nature. And as Terrence Howard said, that aggression is necessary. It is. Men, we're impatient. We're greedy. We're all things that are manly. And I mean, yeah, women embody some of these things as well, but they're oftentimes seen as being more masculine traits than feminine traits. But when everything that you're told is wrong or is bad or is toxic, you don't feel good about this. So you have a generation now, more than ever, they're just not interested in going to college. And I can't say I don't get it. I understand very well. If I had the opportunity to go to college today, I probably wouldn't go either. I live down the street from a campus. You know, Wayne State is up the street from me, and I see how those campuses operate. Anton Daniels the other day showed up down there during some protests, and I laughed at this because they're out there spreading this information. You have white women claiming to be oppressed. I mean, it just was so silly. You got people that actually could make a bit of good in the world, and this is how they're spending their time. So I've seen enough of how campuses operate today to know that if I had the opportunity to go to college today, I wouldn't either. So I totally understand. Colleges nowadays, it really does seem like they go above and beyond to make a place for everybody but straight men. And you don't want to go somewhere that you don't feel welcomed. You know, you don't want to go somewhere where you feel like you're forcing it. And that's ultimately what I believe was led to this, where there's just registration is down and it's going to stay down unless something changes with these college campuses, which I don't know. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, in many of these college campuses, they have every flag imaginable on display except the American flag. So I'll leave it at that, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get in here and get my workout going. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.